I'm thrilled this morning to share with you the great work of David Colligan, the work he is doing in the Buffalo-Niagara region, and why he is so richly deserving of the recognition we give him today. He is a Western New Yorker born and bred, graduating from SUNY Geneseo and attending the University of Buffalo School of Law. He founded the Colligan Law Firm with a focus in corporate and business law while incorporating natural resource law. His firm is proud to be a part of Buffalo's economic renewal. Believe in Buffalo. Those three words have encapsulated David's career and passion in working to improve the lives of Western New Yorkers. There was a time when many people wrote off Buffalo as a dying Rust Belt town, but not David. He saw the potential for our city to be revitalized as a center for innovation and entrepreneurship. He founded Launch New York, the first and only nonprofit venture development organization offering pro bono mentoring and seed money for startups. His involvement has translated into 10,000 new jobs in the region since 2012. Over half of the investment of Launch New York has benefited new business in underserved communities who faced barriers to capital investment. His work in the Western New York Venture Association has helped dozens of startups reach success. He's enriched our community and has been pivotal in the resurgence of Buffalo as the second largest market in the state. Can you name the first? No, just kidding. It's not just business development that fuels David's passion. He is a steward of the environment and uses his time and talent to improve our parks and waterways. His deep knowledge of forestry and natural resource law is an integral part of his volunteer work. When an early October snowstorm crippled Western New York and killed off thousands of trees almost 20 years ago, David got to work finding a way to restore the trees that were lost. He led a veritable army of hundreds and hundreds of volunteers through what is called Retree Western New York to restore the area's tree canopy. His environmental work extends to improving our forests, botanical gardens, historic parks, and the Erie Canal. No award presentation would be complete without a mention of our beloved Buffalo Bills. And no one carries out the legacy of the Bills' founder, Ralph Wilson, better than David Colligan. In addition to being a season ticket holder, as the first at-large member of the Wilson Foundation's Board of Trustees, David uses his experience in business and community advocacy to build the foundation's governance, which he did from scratch. His guidance helped the billion-dollar foundation, that's billion with a B, to deploy programs serving seniors and children across Western New York. Jack Greco, founder of Cupel Ventures, wrote in his nomination letter, "Buffalo is better, our startup ecosystem is better, and I am better because David cares with his actions every day." David's work has touched the lives of nearly every single resident in the Buffalo-Niagara region, myself included, whether they realize it or not. From trees to trusted caregivers for our seniors, David Colligan's service work has affected people in a favorable, positive, beneficial way, and that includes all walks of life in Western New York. Please join me in congratulating the 2025 Root Stimson Award recipient, David Colligan. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Kathy.
All right, thank you. Let me just get this out of your way.
Thank you, Kathy, for those kind words. I'm very honored to be the Root Stimson Award winner this year because I think it's great that the New York State Bar Association recognizes lawyers who do community service work. I think many people in this room and many lawyers across the state do community service work, do not get recognized for it, and it's nice to know that their bar association is supporting them in its own way. I want to say that I shouldn't have gotten this award, my wife should have gotten it, because when I met her 2 years after law school, I was involved in politics, and she said, I don't want to be married to a politician, so you have to make a choice. And as a lawyer, I decided to negotiate. So I negotiated with her, and she said, why do you want to be a politician? And I said, because I want to do community service to make Buffalo a better place. She said, you can do that without being a politician. I said, do you know how many hours I'll be out of the house if I do that as a non-politician? She goes, you can be out of the house as many hours as it takes. And she's held her end of the bargain up. So another family story is when I told my daughter I was getting the Root Stimson Award, she said, is that from Elihu Root? And I thought, well, she's not a lawyer, how would she know that? So I said, yes, it is. How do you know that? She said, well, I went to Hamilton College, and in Hamilton College, they have the Root Glen, and it's named after him. So I thought, well, that's kind of a fun thing to know. So I just want to say that community service as a lawyer is very important to me, but I think being a lawyer, it gives you a natural advantage. One of the things I found in many of the organizations I was in is people treat you as leaders immediately because of your law background. And you get promoted to the head of these organizations very quickly. I can't think of a single board I've ever been on that hasn't told me that they wanted me as a member of the board because I was a lawyer, specifically because I was a lawyer. So I think that's a real honor for us that we get recognized for that in public service. So in conclusion, I'd like to say that it's a real honor to be named the Root Stimson Award winner for 2025. I do appreciate you recognizing community service as an important part of a lawyer's life. I know when I started my law firm that you heard about from Kathleen a little while ago, we made it one of our 5 core values to have community service front and center in every lawyer's life who work for us. So thank you again.